Refrain from revealing your inner thoughts too easily. People deduce one's thoughts from the emotions they display outwardly. Thus, true wisdom lies in not revealing what's inside. A player who shows their cards in a card game will soon lose all their money. Conserve your words and actions, and repel people's curiosity. When people persistently try to discern your thoughts, conceal them like a squid releasing ink. If you provide information that can be used to understand your tendencies, people might exploit it. Therefore, maintain a sense of mystery with appropriate silence. Most people think that what they understand isn't significant, and what they don't understand is significant. Foreign things are more expensive than familiar ones, and the unknown or mysterious are more highly valued. So to maintain a good reputation, don't explain too much about yourself. Speak just enough so that your words don't provide opportunities for praise, criticism, or encouragement. The more a person can stir and move others, the easier it is to distinguish friends from enemies. A clever person uses others' desires as stepping stones to achieve their goals. Such people provoke others' desires to their own advantage. When refusing, there should be a need for time. If someone asks for a favor, don't agree immediately, but think it over carefully before responding. The harder something is to obtain, the more valuable it becomes. Similarly, when denying a request, do so politely after an appropriate period, as most people find it easier to accept a refusal after some time has passed. The best way to reconcile without causing damage is ideal. Don't hastily counter those who oppose your opinions or thoughts. Instead, listen to their views. First, discern whether their reasoning is cunning or foolishness. They might be obstinate and refuse to listen to others, or they might be deliberately opposing you to test your resolve. In the latter case, prepare for hidden dangers. It's wise to securely lock the bolt of caution in your mind when dealing with someone who isn't seeking healthy debate, but is trying to uncover your inner thoughts. Don't beg for compliments. There are people who boast about things they haven't done as if they did them. These shameless deceivers become only a laughingstock. Like chameleons, these braggarts constantly change their appearance, deceiving others. Similarly, there are those who, like ants scavenging for crumbs, seek to gather the leftovers of others' achievements. They too become subjects of mockery, trying to steal others' honors. If you have achieved great success, don't flaunt it or boast about it. Be content with your accomplishments, and let others give credit for your public deeds. Don't make people write praises about you to ensure eternal acclaim. Strive to be a hero, rather than just appearing as one. Don't take on pointless tasks. The most precious thing we have is time. Without time, there can be no wealth, health, people, or even life. Yet, most waste this precious resource on mechanical or insignificant tasks. There's nothing more foolish than taking on unnecessary work. Accepting various tasks due to vain pride or inability to refuse not only incites envy from others, but also devastates one's life and kills one's soul. Don't listen to or speak of a superior's secrets. Seeking to know a superior's secrets is a mistake. Thinking that knowing these secrets makes you a confidant is an illusion. Hearing a superior's secrets is not a privilege but a burden on the mind. Humans eventually break the mirror that reminds them of their flaws. Similarly, they distance themselves from those who see their true selves. and find those who know their faults burdensome. Especially, a superior cannot tolerate a subordinate holding power over them. To regain lost freedom, they may even boldly discard their rationality. Countless have been the confidents. There are people who boast about things they haven't done as if they did them. Without shame, they deceive others but end up being the butt of jokes. Like chameleons, these windbags frequently change their appearance to deceive others. On the other hand, there are those who, like ants searching for crumbs, scavenge the achievements of others. They too become objects of ridicule, attempting to snatch others' honors. If you have achieved something great, don't flaunt it or boast about it. Be satisfied with the fact that you have accomplished something, and let others praise your public achievements. Don't make people write praises about you to secure eternal acclaim. Strive to be a hero, rather than just appearing as one. Don't take on pointless tasks. The most precious thing we possess is time. Without time, there can be no wealth, health, relationships, or even life. Yet, most people waste this precious resource on mechanical or insignificant tasks. There's nothing more foolish than taking on unnecessary work. Accepting various tasks due to vain pride or simply because one can't say no eventually leads to envy from others. Devastates one's life and kills one's soul. Do not listen to or speak of a superior's secrets. Do not seek to know a superior's secrets. Believing that you have become a confidant because a superior has shared a secret with you is a misconception. Listening to a superior's secrets is not a privilege, but a burden on the heart. Humans eventually break the mirror that reminds them of their ugly side. Likewise, they distance themselves from those who have seen their true selves, and find those who know their flaws burdensome. Especially, a superior cannot tolerate a subordinate who holds leverage over their weaknesses. In an attempt to regain lost freedom, they may even boldly discard their rationality. For this reason, there are countless examples of people who were once confidants of the powerful, but met with sudden ruin. Therefore, it is wise neither to listen to nor speak of a superior's secrets. Learn from your competitors. Learn to use your enemies. Grasp the situation not by the blade offered in a handshake, but by the handle ready for action. This applies to all competition. A wise person gains more from an enemy than a foolish ally. Historically, many have used their hatred as a tool to overcome great difficulties and become remarkable figures. And flattery is more dangerous than hatred. Hatred can provoke you to improve your flaws, while flattery tends to cover them up. A wise person uses the hatred of others as a mirror for their actions. A far more prudent approach than using their affection as a mirror. Control your tongue. The tongue is like a wild beast once loose, it's hard to rein in. The tongue is the pulse of the mind. Wise people gauge the mental health and read the minds of others through their words. Sadly, those who should be most careful with their words often speak the most. Conversely, wise people, by always being cautious with their words, avoid worries and tricky situations, demonstrating their exceptional self-control. Never love or hate forever. Today's friend can become tomorrow's most feared enemy. Such changes are common in life. Be careful not to give former friends leverage over you, so they can't easily provoke a conflict later. Always leave the door open for reconciliation with an enemy. The safest and most peaceful option is often tolerance, as the joy of revenge often turns into great pain, and the satisfaction gained from harming others often leads to sorrow. Polish and refine yourself every day. No one is born perfect. Thus, to enhance one's character and achieve remarkable success, one must continually refine oneself. While the foolish are content with what they have and make no effort to improve, the wise daily train themselves to acquire refined tastes, pure intellect, steadfast will, and mature judgment. As a result, the foolish live lacking in what's most important until their final moments, whereas the wise, though it may take time, eventually attain perfection and naturally fit in with those who are acknowledged as perfect. Know when to stop while you're ahead. A skillful gambler leaves the table when they're winning. A successful retreat can be as commendable as a brave attack. If you've achieved enough, or even a great success, know the right time to stop. Long-lasting luck is dangerous. Only when fortune comes and goes, returning once more, can one truly feel at ease. Rapidly approaching luck risks slipping and shattering. Small fortunes last longer, while great fortunes disappear quickly. This is because luck tires quickly of carrying a heavy burden for too long. Seek advice and fill your shortcomings. Many people are unaware of their own ignorance. Furthermore, the more ignorant a person is, the more likely they are to live under the illusion that they are superior to others. It is impossible to enlighten someone who does not recognize their own ignorance, as they do not seek to identify what they lack. Truly wise people are rare, and even they often remain idle, as nobody asks them for wisdom. Asking for advice from others neither obscures your own excellence, nor casts doubt on your capabilities. In fact, by seeking advice, you can gain greater things that you lack. Therefore, we should always look for someone slightly wiser than ourselves to seek advice and fill our deficiencies. Excessive expectations become a burden that holds you back. Do not overly excite others' expectations when you start something. While it may seem easy to succeed in your mind, in reality, you may face unexpected challenges. The world of reality and imagination are distinctly different. It's easy to dream, but hard to actualize those dreams. When imagination fuels excessive expectations, the ensuing disappointment is equally magnified. We often deceive ourselves with our own high hopes and end up disappointed. Nothing distorts reality quite like hope. Therefore, to safely achieve success, one must control hope with a cool head. When starting something, it is wiser to draw out moderate curiosity rather than excessive expectations. Moreover, surpassing people's expectations can double the joy and glory. Do not associate with those who diminish you. Among countless stars, you shine alone. But once the sun rises, they appear dim or vanish altogether. Never stay close to someone who overshadows your talents. Only associate with those who make you shine brighter. Rumor has it that in the works of the poet Martial, a cunning woman named Bab maximized her radiant beauty in this manner. She always surrounded herself with unattractive maids to make herself stand out. However, if you lack exceptional talents, be cautious about associating with insignificant people. Your reputation might plummet alongside them. While striving for success, associate with talented individuals. Once successful, keep only those who highlight your achievements by your side. Distinguish between goodness and incompetence. Those who cannot express anger in unjust situations are not virtuous but incompetent. Their lack of anger stems not from goodness, but from foolishness. Just as birds mock and peck at the grains around a motionless scarecrow, so it is in human relationships. The wise perfectly balance the bitter and the sweet in all their relations. A diet of only sweetness is nothing but a snack for children and fools. Transform your flaws into charms. Very few people are without moral or personal flaws. However, we often become too fixated on our shortcomings, preventing us from overcoming them, and instead becoming hindered by them. Many people fail to see the beam in their own eye, while focusing on the speck in another's. They ignore the many virtues of others, and pick out minor flaws to criticize. Just as a single cloud can obscure the sun, our reputations can be marred by small, damaging flaws. Malicious individuals quickly find and relentlessly criticize these flaws. Therefore, turning your flaws into charms is the ultimate way to achieve success. Julius Caesar of Rome transformed his baldness from a symbol of shame to a mark of glory by wearing a laurel wreath. Decisiveness is indeed a characteristic of winners. In life, the damage caused by failing to make a firm decision is often greater than that caused by acting hastily. In war, more harm is done by standing still than by moving. There are people who cannot decide for themselves and wait for others to push them. They know what to do but lack the decisiveness to act. Conversely, there are those who act swiftly and never create difficult situations. These individuals, with their excellent judgment and firm decisiveness, easily grasp success. They always have time on their side and are filled with confidence because they act as they speak. Do not reveal unfinished work. Initially, everything lacks its final form. An incomplete image leaves an impression in people's minds, interfering with their appreciation of the finished product. Seeing the whole unfinished thing imprints its flaws more intensely than it arouses curiosity. Anything unfinished is not properly appreciated. Even delicious food, if seen in the midst of cooking, can reduce appetite or even cause discomfort. For these reasons, masters rarely show their works in the initial stages to others. We can learn this lesson from nature too. Nature never reveals itself to the world until the time is right, always ensuring its intentions are fulfilled. If you cannot drape yourself in the skin of a lion, then wear the skin of a fox instead. Those who assert there will never lose their reputation. If force doesn't work, use cunning and skill. If one method fails, try another. If you can't go down the road of courage, take the shortcut of diplomacy. If you can't get what you want, it's better to scorn it. The greatest revenge is to be successful. There is no finer act than to elevate those who criticize you. And no more heroic revenge than to torment those who envy you with your exceptional achievements. Your success becomes severe pain to those who wished you misfortune, and your glory becomes hell to your rivals. To inflict agony through your success is the greatest revenge. A person full of envy does not die just once. They die anew every time the person they envy receives applause. As long as the envied person's fame endures, the envious person's agony continues. The former lives eternally in glory, while the latter forever in pain. The trumpet of fame brings immortality to the former and worry and concern to the latter. The above content is taken from Baltasar Gracian's The Art of Worldly Wisdom. I've introduced Baltasar Gracian before, but his writings are worth revisiting, which is why I made this video. Reading his work again, I understood once more why Schopenhauer and Nietzsche praised him so highly.